Today we're creating a newsletter subscriber tracker for howtoanalyst.com. And this is going to be raw footage working through problems to get this tracker ready in Excel. There's going to be troubleshooting. It's not going to go perfect as opposed to some of my other videos that are a little bit more polished. We're in Mailchimp right now, and Mailchimp manages the subscribers to the howtoanalyst.com newsletter. So in essence, Mailchimp is howtoanalyst.com's CRM. CRM meaning customer relationship management. You can equate Mailchimp to salesforce.com or any other CRM that you use to track customers. Diving into this screen, you'll see it's blurred out. Well, why is it blurred out? Because these are people that subscribe to my newsletter. I want to protect them and give them anonymity, but you don't need to see who they are for this to be a meaningful exercise. The first thing we're going to do is export this list into Excel. And a lot of CRMs are going to allow you to export lists to Microsoft Excel. Here it's pretty easy. You just click on Export List. Mailchimp makes it pretty easy for you. As you can see here, they're going to email the export to my email address. So let's tune back in and when I get that. Here we are in Gmail, and Mailchimp has sent us the downloaded subscriber list. So let's download that data. The first thing I always like to do when I have a new file is save it. You don't want to do too much work before you save your file. With a lot of these CRMs, the data is going to be exported as a CSV. And so you always want to change that to get the full functionality of Excel. So you just click on this dongle here, go to Excel Workbook, save. Why is it blurred down here? Well, it's blurred to protect the anonymity of our readers. So the first thing when I get a new file, what I like to do is take a look at all the different data that's in the file. And we're building our tracker, and our tracker is actually going to be a line chart. So for a line graph, you look at dates. You typically look at growth over time. So time is dates. So we're looking for a date field. And the best one is confirmation time. So we're going to build our analysis off of confirmation time. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this tab. I'm going to call this the raw tab. This is the raw data. We don't want to touch this data save for a few little things. So we're going to do those right now. We're going to filter this and sort the data by confirmation time because we want it in order of oldest to newest because we want to see growth over time. So we sorted that data, and now we're going to be done with this sheet. We're going to create a new sheet. We're going to call this clean as opposed to raw from the previous one. And really we're only interested in confirmation time. So I'm going to just say equals confirmation time on the raw tab and then drag that formula down. the formatting's not coming over, so we want to grab this formatting and paste special formatting in this column. The reason why I'm only interested in confirmation time is we know that each of these confirmation times is unique and each one represents a different email. So all we really need is a count next to each one. This is the first email, and then this is the second, and so on and so forth. So let's put our count in. And we know that we end with 30, so that's right. Now to enter a line graph, you just highlight the data that you want to graph. Go to Insert, Line. And it's really that simple. Now, the social media campaign that we're trying to gauge for How To Analysts started in December. So we're really only interested in growth around the month of December. So you can just drag this down to exclude those earlier months. We'll start it on 11/30. Yeah. The one thing I, off the bat, know I don't like is the way that these dates are formatted. So to format these dates, I'm just going to click on the axis, right click, go to Format Axis. In 2013, this shows up here on the corner. In other programs, other dialog boxes show up, but it's all the same. So we want it to be a date, and it's a date. So you format the category as a date, and I have a specific way I want to do it. I want months, days, and years, 2 digits for each one. That's exactly what happened. That looks a lot nicer and cleaner. We don't need that timestamp. We're not interested in the timestamp. The second thing I want to clean up is these grid lines. They just don't make a whole lot of sense to me. So then clutter it up. So to get rid of your grid lines, click on this plus sign and uncheck grid lines. Now that's in Excel 2013. In the past, you would click on here, right click, and go to Format Chart Area and get a different screen. Now there's only a few more steps left in our tracker. I'm gonna drag it down here again because we're only interested in this data. I don't like this title, so I'm gonna edit this title. It's really HTA subscriber growth. Move this over here. The other thing I like to do, this line, I like to make the lines a little thicker. I just think it looks nicer. 4.5 looks pretty good. The chart looks really good, but when you build a chart like this and you want to send it off to your manager, you need some analysis behind this. You need some color around, okay, well, this is the growth. Well, why are we seeing the growth? And so that's how we're going to end this. Get rid of the grid lines there. That's how we're going to end this analysis. So there's a couple key dates that we're looking at here. 12/7. Let's format this date. (12/7/15). I posted on my Instagram account. Please sign up for the howtoanalyst.com newsletter. On 12/9, I sent it out on my Facebook. And on 12/14, I asked my current readers for referrals. So we'll call that reader referral. That's how you spell referral. Okay, it is. So these are my key dates, and if you look at the chart, you see a spike at 12/7. You see another spike at 12/9, and you see another spike at 12/14. So, not only is the chart important, but the real important part is the analysis. Why are we seeing the growth, and how can we produce this growth in the future? And one last thing you want to do is take a look at, well, what was my growth? What was my subscriber base or client count or revenue, whatever you want, pre-campaign? And then what was it post-campaign? So pre-campaign, which was, we'll call that the 30th of November, we had 25 subscribers. And we ended with 30. So that is, take new minus old, new divided by old minus 1. That's a 20% growth in a matter of a month. So an analyst's job is to take a look at the data, determine why we're seeing these results. What are the results? Well, that's 20% subscriber growth. And then the hardest part and the fun part is, how do we do this again? How can we recreate these results in the future? Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you later.